What's up, housemates? It's Wendy. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of WVTV. If you're new here, welcome to my house. I am an edgy, empowered, work-from-home entrepreneur, and I am obsessed with fashion, dreadlocks, and doing them myself in order to create a more sustainable lifestyle. If you're into that, I would love it if you hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of new videos every day. So today we are talking about my dreadlocks and like my backstory basically of how I got them and when I got them and why I got them, and a little bit about interlocking, which is the method that I use to maintain my dreads. So stay tuned. So I have been a dreadhead for a long time. I am 33 years old. And I've had this set for 7 years, and altogether in my life, I've had dreads for 14 years. So I've had this set for 7, another set that I had in high school for 5 years, which makes 12 years. And then I had 2 other sets before when I was really young, when I was a young little punk rocker. I had 2 other sets. My first 2 sets were for like under a year each, about a year each. I was just figuring it out. Having dreadlocks is definitely a lifestyle commitment. It's definitely something that is more of a long-term choice. It's definitely a vibe, and it's something that I just kept going back to, which confirms to me that it's just the hairstyle for me. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the 4 different sets of dreads that I've had in my life. The first set I did myself from photos, and because I was 15 and we did not have the internet then like we do today. So I couldn't just Google dreadlocks and get all these pictures on Pinterest of these beautiful dreads. No, it was so much more underground than that. The only reason that I was inspired to get dreadlocks was mostly because of the punk scene. I was a punk rocker and I went to all the local shows, and that's where I saw them. That was my first experience of them, and I was just in love with them. And my hair did seem to take well to them. That's why I tried them in the first place. Had those first ones for a year. They were so short and they like, they were pretty bad. So I brushed them out, and a little while after that, the next year, I got another set who, my dear friend Johanna from a youth church, Friday Night Youth, she put my second set of dreads in my hair with combs that kept breaking, so we resorted to using a fork. She put dreads in my hair with a fork, and it worked great. I actually wore those dreads and I loved those dreads for a year, and then I kind of went back to hair again. Finally, I got them for a 3rd time, and they were a little thicker. They were like the size of my finger maybe. I had about 35-ish dreadlocks, so they were pretty thick. They definitely weren't like this. And I did them when my hair was pretty short, so they grew out, and I wore like extensions on them. This was like way before extensions was even a thing. Like I used black fake hair that I had from a wig from a witch costume, and I figured out how to attach it onto my dreadlocks, so I had long black dreads in high school before anybody had extensions. Anyways, I had that set for 5 years and I loved them. I've just always wanted dreadlocks, so I always experimented with them. Have you always wanted to do something crazy or unique with your hair? Let me know in the comments, because I was always trying shit when I was younger. So the reason that I got rid of those dreadlocks that I had for 5 years were because they were thick and long. I'll show you some pictures. And so they're just kind of hard to style. They were hard to dye, hard to like, they didn't really move like this because they were so thick. And I also used the interlocking method on them to maintain the roots as well. They're beautiful dreadlocks, but I just kind of grew out of them, and I accepted a more professional job at that time of my life. So it was hard for me to get these like bulky dreadlocks so to match with satin pencil skirts and high heels. Was a little bit of a contrast there, so I decided to cut them. I actually ended up cutting them to about this long, and my sister-in-law, bless her heart, was able to brush them out. It took a week. I lost probably 50% of my hair, and I had like actual hair, and I got a really cute haircut and did some funky color, and then I basically immediately started wearing extensions in order to deal with the length, because my hair was short. It was like to here. So I was like, let's just wear extensions and I'll grow my hair out. I want like my natural hair to be long, and just if it's curly, it's fine. I just want it to be long so I can throw it up. When it's short, my hair was so curly that I had to either straighten it or curl it or wear it up every single day. I couldn't just let it air dry, because it would just be like a poofy, inconsistent mess. So frustrating. So come to find out after 5 years of wearing clip-in extensions that my hair was not growing. Like, it was growing because I had roots all the time, but it was just breaking off at the ends because I was being such a dick to it. I was dyeing it and straightening it every day and wearing extensions, and yeah, that was all just like really mean. It just wasn't growing. It stayed this length for the entire 5 years that I had regular hair and I wore those extensions. And I just kept the thought in my mind of like, I want dreadlocks again. Like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to have to fucking do my hair. I just want to get up and leave the house. I just want to get up, throw it in a ponytail, leave the house, or wear it down, wear a hat. That's it. I've never had that ease with my hair. So in 2012, I decided to do it again. And I had a girl here in London do my dreads, and then my girlfriend and I put the extensions on and continued doing the dreads after that. I've done them myself since then. So these babies are 7 and I have about 75 dreads. So I have about double the amount I had before. And this is all grow out. So I got dreads done, I put extensions on them, and I grew my hair out. I have since cut off all of those original dreadlocks. So this is all grow out. Like, this is all fresh, virgin. Well, not virgin, because I dyed it, but this is like 100% of my hair all grown out. None of the original dreads are here. And right now I've got it yellow and I just love it, and it moves like hair and it's long and I don't have to do anything with it. And I just finally have my dream hair. It's so awesome. And that's why I would recommend them to anyone. The whole other reason I have dreadlocks is because I'm a little bit of an everyday activist where I don't like beauty standards and I don't like that fashion corporations are hurting the planet and etc, etc. And dreadlocks has provided me a way to boycott all of that. I don't buy hair products. I don't wash my hair. No shampoos, no conditioners, no brushes, no bobby pins, barely any elastics. I don't do anything. I have an essential oil spray that I make, that I spray in my hair, and that's it. So it's a really great way to just opt out of what mainstream beauty is telling you your hair should look like. If this is kind of what you're interested in, tune into my next video on dreadlocks next week, where I'll be talking about more of the unethical practices of the beauty and hair industry. So about interlocking. Interlocking is a method of doing dreadlocks where you're weaving the dread. So essentially what happens, I'll show you with this one. I would put my finger through here and I would put this through the hole and pull it through. And that's how I have been doing my roots the entire time I've had dreadlocks. And for me, it has worked out flawlessly, and I've ended up with perfect cylindrical straight dreads. They don't have knobs. They're so straight and perfect. And I know there's so much hate about interlocking online and that it can ruin your dreads and it can thin them out. And you know what? All those are true. If you're not careful or educated, or if you're rushing it, then you can put that much strain on your hair and you can end up dealing with things like breakage, or them thinning out, or they're getting mold in there from too much moisture. There's a lot of things that can go wrong with dreadlocks, and I want to cover more of those topics on this channel. Comment below if you have ideas and I'll try to cover them. Another reason why I like interlocking is that it doesn't cost anything. It's very simple and you can do it yourself, or you can have your friend do it or your spouse do it. I do it about twice a year, once or twice a year. I throw on a movie and I just do it. Take a couple breaks because my arms get tired, a couple snack breaks. But yeah, I've had friends that almost did it too much and it made it really tight, the root, but it just made it look more braided, and then again they can start to thin out. I let mine get like pretty ratty because you need to allow the hair time to mat, time to like grow in and like start like basically I have curly hair, so it's curling inside the dread, right? So I need to get those knots together, and then when I loop it, it's kind of like creating a casing for all those knots to be inside. So it just works really well for me. And yeah, the second thing that I really love about interlocking is that if you do it properly and you don't do it too much, you can literally end up with the perfect straight rope-like dreadlocks. which is what I have from interlocking. And also another tip that helps you get straight dreads is putting weight on them. So because I had extensions on my short dreads, it put weight on them, so as they grew out, they like grew out with something pulling on them basically, so they didn't really have anywhere else to go. If without the weight, you'll see like fresh dreadlocks are like, they start to go this way and they like scrunch up and they get elbows. Like you can see a couple of mine have elbows, like this sort of thing. Like dreads will end up like a lot of intense elbows in them. Haha, that one's, no, it's not a double. And then they'll get thicker, when you can avoid that by using interlocking. And I'm definitely going to dive more into how to do it in my dread videos on this channel. So if you're interested to learn more about interlocking, I have created a very quick guide that you can read that'll tell you how to do it. The link is in the description box. It's a free download, so you just put your email address in and sign up to be a housemate, and then you'll get the link and you can download the file, and it'll go through the steps of how to interlock. I will be covering them later on my channel, but if you're impatient, that is down there for you. Also, if you'd like to socialize and share ideas with more people like you and me, I invite you to become a housemate by signing up for my free newsletter, which comes out weekly. And when you sign up, you will get a personal link in your inbox to invite you to my secret Facebook group called The Hidden Household. And this is a place where all of the housemates can hang out, share ideas, and support each other. Being a housemate can get you early access to product launches, updates on what's new with my channel and my business, and spontaneous virtual hangouts and live streams with me. You'll find the link to become a housemate in the description box. And until my next dread video, I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified for new videos every day. And I'll see you soon.